I have many wonderful memories of my brother George, much in the past, but more in recent years of his love for the Lord, his focus on reaching people for Christ, his passion for Brazil and being a ready friend to anyone whose eyes he would catch. I know he is widely known in Brazil among evangelicals. I know he has authored some books and that he handed out credit card-sized messages of encouragement and hope. But most of all, I know him as a loving brother, always ready with a word of encouragement or praying for me and my family. I will miss the calls to say, hey Ken, let's get coffee, or just have him present at family gatherings, and loudly bursting into song in the car.
George and I first met in 1961 when I came to Bethany as a freshman, and he was a year ahead of me there. We became friends at that time. In missions class, for example, when we had Joe Stump as our teacher, George and Alec Brooks and I would sit together every day in that class. And I don't know how much we learned, but we sure had fun there. There were things that cracked us up so bad. George also went with me to Cuba a few years back, and we had such a great experience there. I've got pictures of him talking with total strangers, and within a minute or two of meeting them, he was asking them where they stood in their relationship with God and if they knew Christ personally. George was not a missionary by title. George was a missionary at heart, and everywhere he went, his primary concern was to talk to people about the Lord and to let them know who he is and what he can do for them. I love George. He was a brother, he was a friend, and I am going to miss him greatly.
Pam and I met George and Dolly on our arrival in Brazil. They became our friends and helped these very young, very green missionaries through those difficult early days. They often gave us advice and counsel. We had a lot of fun with them too. George gave us an offering from Bethany Fellowship to buy our first car for YWAM. He contributed to, when we were stuck in our construction, to building our dining room. It was a big encouragement to all of us. He set up leadership conferences with many YWAM speakers, and it helped us so much in our authority with the body of Christ. They were just wonderful people. George was a man of God, a good friend, and a historic figure in mission.
The first thing I thought is that I would really love to talk about what a great friend George was. We had conversations about this a few times, and he always said the same thing to me. He always said, you know, Cla, when you're a friend and you see your friend doing something that you don't approve, you call him on that. You talk to him about that, but you never just stop being his friend because of a mistake or something you don't agree. And that made an impact on me. And George, he always gave you the benefit of the doubt. He was like, honestly, he was the best person I ever known. And Rob, of course.